everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. So I really want to work on unfinished projects, and I'm sure I've mentioned a few of them in behind the scenes videos, but one of them, and the one that I'm going to start with, is my 10 on 10 project. And you guys said that you wanted to see the process videos of these again because I stopped showing them. I think I stopped working on this right around the time that I went back to work. So I never finished this project. I have a lot of the pieces printed and I'm ready to finish this project. And so maybe this will be a new series on here on my channel. I don't know, but you guys got to let me know if you like it. I'm very excited to finish this project. I love doing a 10 on 10 project. And all it really is on the 10th of the month, you take 10 photos. And if those photos are a little short, that's okay. If you have screenshots or just images of your book, or even just 10 stories, written stories, that will work as well. So I don't always stick by the 10, you have to have 10, the hard and fast rule of you have to have 10 photos. If I have close enough, that is good enough. I think even in August, I may only have 9. I don't know, but, and they're not very exciting photos, but this one is very exciting. My first day back to school, first day back to work. It fell on, obviously, the first day of school for all 3 of us. So I am going to go ahead and put these pages together. But first, what I want to do in this video is create another album, because I suppose I could stuff it all in here, but then it would be like, I don't know, that thick. I don't want to try that. So I'm going to get some chipboard covers and some rings, and then I will have the start of this album. I can move July into the volume 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first, and then we will put together pages. So hope you guys are excited to see August come together. All right, let's get started. I originally wanted to cut this chipboard to have a little bit of wiggle room, just like I did for volume 1, but I totally forgot. I was supposed to have an extra 1/4 inch on both sides, so that way it was 4.25 inches by 6.25 inches. But I think I wound up cutting it just 4 by 6, which is unfortunate that there's not going to be that wiggle room, but it's okay. It's still a cover, and I'm glad that I had some chipboard because I'm getting low on my chipboard. I don't know about you, but I save all my chipboard pieces, and I'm getting down to like the scraps or the weird sizes. That will work great for like digital pieces that I can add onto chipboard, but as far as making albums, definitely low on chipboard. So once I have them all cut, I can go ahead and punch the holes. I just used the holes from the first volume as my guide. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. And then I opened up volume 1 so I could put in July. Now, I don't have the same size rings as volume 1, so I am going to get some more of those. I think they're like 2 inches or something like that. But these tiny 1-inch ones are always falling apart. I don't know what it is with these ones, but they just fall apart. And it's so frustrating. I need to learn how to fix binder rings. When you're scrapbooking, you never think about the jobs that you might have to do while you're scrapbooking, and fixing binder rings is not one that I would have thought of. But I got it all assembled, and this chipboard actually has white on one side, so I went ahead and put the white on the front so that way you can see it. And now I can start to build my pages. Now, I had mapped this out in Photoshop Elements, but I had not pulled up like what my map was, but I knew that the beginning of this was going to be something that says August and indicate that this is the 8th chapter. And I just totally forgot to grab a piece that was like that until I pulled up the image on the computer. So I start off with the Rise and Shine card, and then I'm like, you know what? I'll go to Back to School card because that'll be a good indication that it is August. So I'm going to build this page and then wind up putting it in a different spot. I love the clipboard that said August and also the eraser. But I'm going to take the die cut eraser and go ahead and pop dot that in just a little bit to just add a little bit of dimension. I need to hole punch my papers first so that way I don't put anything too close to the edge. But really, I'm pretty good about knowing that I have to go in about 1/4 inch in so that way I don't put anything too close to the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down, and it's just very simple. Very simple to get this put together and all the pieces together. And I love how Ashley's kits are perfect for each of the months. I think you guys remember me talking about her kits from the CutShoppe. She went and did printable kits for each month all the way through September. I'd love it if she'd finish the year, but she hasn't yet. So I don't know. I can keep hoping, right? I have this cute little page done, and I stuck with the greens and the browns, which is another thing I prefer to do when I make these pages. Sometimes I'll bring all of the colors together, but more often than not, I will just focus on one color. Okay, so now you can see at this point I have probably pulled up my map and plan for this project on my computer, and I went back and made the cover page, which is going to use this journaling card that says August 2023, and then a pattern paper with a bunch of dots on it. That is something that I like to do on my opening page as well, is find some sort of pattern paper that includes all the colors in the kit, and that way, you know, it just sets the color scheme for the rest of the project. I grabbed a ton of die cuts, a cute little backpack, a star, and a rainbow to go ahead and make a cluster. I thought about adding a stamped 8 or a transparency 8 from my stash, but I figured August 2023 is a perfect indication that it is the 8th month, and I couldn't get the stash items to fit in the spot and fit with the design that I had in mind. So I'm going to move on to the first day photos, which my kids were more than willing to do, which is awesome. I'm glad that they put up with their mother taking pictures. And so I'm going to do just a flip up and use a journaling card that says Rise and Shine. And then I will have my daughter's photo underneath. And you can kind of see my daughter's photo peeking out. And that's kind of intentional. I want it to be known that there's another photo. And I could have spread their photos across both pages, but I didn't think of that at the time. That's an idea that I can use the next time I do a 10 on 10 project, because I'm not doing it this year. I think I've mentioned this, but I like to do it every other year. So this back to school page, I will just use that as the right hand side of the kids' photos. And then I did a photo of both of the kids and made that 4x6, which I was so thankful that they let me get this photo. I know there's probably going to come a point, maybe it's this coming year when my son goes into 10th and my daughter goes into middle school. They're going to be like, no. But I might just have to force them because I just love these first day photos. They are just so special. So on the right hand side, I know that I'm going to just do some journaling and just draw some journaling lines instead of using a journaling card. So I grab a few die cuts again to cluster down at the bottom. I have on the schedule and then school rules, which is attached to a ruler. And I put the first day die cut above my daughter's head. I also need to grab the vellum piece that I printed using digital stamps to make a little insert. I've done that for every month so far, and I love it. So I printed that after I started this project, so I don't know if I'm going to grab it right now, but it always turns out so awesome. And I did have to use one stamp, I think it was Thursday, on the vellum insert from a different kit, but it still worked out, because I liked including the day of the week. Okay, on this page, I have selfies with my kids and then my back to work photo that my husband took. I mean, obviously August is definitely just focusing on one aspect of the day, which is totally fine with me. Now, you guys, if you have been around, you know sometimes things get a little wonky when I'm trying to do flip ups, and I forget that things need to be layered and sandwiched together. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to remember that my flip needs to be sandwiched in between the green journaling card and then one of my selfies with my kids. That way everything is sandwiched together and I don't have to lift or pull apart anything because I forgot to include the flip up. So I am working on that and making sure that I don't have to do the pulling apart or make anything harder than it needs to be, if that makes sense. So I added that along with the journaling card, and again, just sticking with using the die cuts, making things very simple. There's not a lot of journaling. I don't feel like it's required. But I really think that the photos are very important, so that's why I kind of spread them out over multiple pages. And I used a clip on my daughter's photo, so I decided to use another one above my head on this photo right here, and also a composition die cut right there. And over on the right-hand side where my photo is, I'm going to tie in some of that brown and green with a green rainbow and then a die cut that says August plans. I will also do some journaling down at the bottom about my first day back to work in, I think it was 12 or 13 years. It was a long time, and I'm doing great. I'm 6 months in now, so it's awesome. I'm proud of myself. So the next page is about the daily routine and kind of how the rest of the day went, since I didn't take a lot of evening photos. Obviously, I was dead exhausted, way more exhausted than I expected to be. So yeah, don't have a lot of photos. I have one of my daughter being silly outside in the backyard, and then the last one is a book series that my daughter and I are reading together. And that will wrap up August. Kept it, like I said, very simple. So the photo of my daughter, I'm just going to add a cluster of die cuts again to tie the colors together from both pages. So I have a pink rainbow, a pencil, and then some of the star die cuts. And I'll put 3 over on the daily routine card. And I just love this project. If you get the photos printed, everything seems to come together fairly simple and quick, which is what I like about a project. And I do have everything ready to go for September and October and November. The only month I'm working on now getting everything printed is December. So I'm excited. I'm headed towards finishing another project, which always feels good, right? Okay, I printed the vellum, I let it dry for a little bit, and then I inserted it right in this spot where my kids have their first day of school photo. And because these photos are important and special, like I've already mentioned, but it also, this particular year marked a beginning of a new season of our life. So not only did I go back to work, but my son started high school, and my daughter is finishing up her last year of elementary school. So she's in 5th grade. So it is a big year, and it still continues to be quite a year. There's a lot of change going on, a lot of busyness in life. So of course there's, just trying to do the best that you can, right? And I just talked about all of that in my journaling. And I also said that I could tell that the kids were excited and also a little bit nervous, but they got up on time, which is always good. And we were able to get out the door on time. And then for my journaling, I said it was a little surreal that I was going back to work. I was so nervous, but excited. And I said that I was going to be working in a 2nd grade classroom, and that I'm ready for this new season. Even though I know it's going to be hard, I'm capable of handling hard things, which I am. I will be dead exhausted, and I will probably have too many tabs open in my head, but I can do hard things, right? That's like my favorite saying right now, is I have too many tabs open in my head. So this card, daily routine, I just talked about how we all came home. I was exhausted, and it was just a good day, first day for all of us. And the afternoon included some backyard time, homework, a workout for me, and then relaxing as a family in the evening. And again, finishing up with that book, I just snapped a photo of the book in my lap and just jotted down a little sentence saying, ending the day with my daughter and reading one of our favorite series. So that is my project, and I'm going to put it back into the album and then kind of do a quick little flip through to show you all of the pages. And I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing these pages come together and hearing all about my stories that go along with it. This is, like I said, this is such a manageable, easy project, even if you don't use photos or have, 10 complete photos. But here is a look at my project. And again, it's so fun. I loved putting this together, and I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a wonderful day. Bye.